the best of us. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the top of the morning show. I'm your host, Rafael Chavez, but you can call me Chavi Boy. Unfortunately, Jiggy Juice cannot be with us today as he has some important matters to attend to in the far, far away magical land of Bohol. Now, here on the show today, we're going to be talking about a, a very interesting topic about hobbies specifically. So, do hobbies choose us, or do we choose our hobbies? It's which is a very interesting question that Jiggy brought up to us a while back. So, what do you guys think? Hobbies, do they choose us, or do we choose them? First of all, I guess we should try to establish what exactly is a hobby. Perhaps you can give us your own personal take on what a hobby is, and then maybe we can look at the
The
textbook
textbook
definition of a hobby.
Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. This is the cutest intern in all the metro. This is Ollie. Charis lang. Yeah. From my understanding, hobbies are the things you do. Now, the things you enjoy doing. It doesn't have to be work related. The things that sort of like an escape from the hard work you do every day. So hobbies are this little bits and pieces of your day na imo allot for lang, just simply for the lulls, for the fun of it. That's it.
Yeah,
Mm.
same. I think a hobby is something you do for fun, for recreation, or basically things that you do to relax and to just recuperate. Yeah. And by the textbook definition, according to Oxford Languages, a hobby is an activity done regularly in one's leisure time for a pleasure. So
Mm.
yeah, I think our definitions, it basically sums up what a hobby is. It's basically for fun lang, like for the vibes, ganun. Yeah.
Okay, for the vibes, ang kaning mga hobbies na to, it's something we do primarily recreationally and
Mm.
para sa vibes. Pero when it comes to the question nga gi-propose na to, kita ba'y mo pili sa atong hobbies or ang hobbies ba ang mopili na to? How do you understand that question?
It's more like Harry Potter there, no? That the wand doesn't choose the wizard. The wizard
The
doesn't
wizard
choose the
chooses the wand.
wand, but the wand chooses the wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
For my understanding lang the question, or do you pick your like ikaw ba mo pick sa imong hobby because you really like it, or you simply did something and somehow it clicked? Ano ang
Mm.
pag-understanding sa question?
I think also it has something to do with your inherent talent. Like for example, you try something. What if ganahan ka na mo try another thing, but when you tried it, it wasn't for you.
Mm.
Like for
Okay.
That's
example,
interesting.
at first I really liked science, so I was a really STEM inclined ko before, and I
Mm-mm.
wanted to be like before I wanted to be an astronaut. Jud mo na akong dream.
Sa-
sa una.
Scientist ko before.
Oo, parang
Actually,
scientist
same.
yun. And then when I try ko mga science related stuff, and then I encountered physics, and I was like, no, I can't do it. So
Same.
muragi nga na ba na like it has something to do with your inherent talent as well. Ang imong hobby, maong like your hobby doesn't really choose you, or
Mm.
I mean like you don't really choose
Choose
your
your
hobby,
hobbies.
but it's in a way your hobby chooses you based on your skill set and unsay kaya sad nimo.
Ako main takeaway jud ana kay physics, the dream killer.
Actually, same. Before man po, like, same as you, I'm really like a science. Di ba kung super smart guy na science, sige ko na gaya. But like, I really enjoyed doing science. Kanang pag elementary na science ko na. Respiratory systems, skeletal
Outer
system,
space.
outer space, luscious bodies, that's fun stuff. Pag abot sa high school, kaya na may chemistry o physics.
Actually, I
Oh.
loved chemistry.
I
but
don't,
I hated
ma-
physics lang.
Ako, ang physics, ang physics ang lowest sa ako, ang like out sa ako mga sciences, ang physics ang sa lowest, and next is ang chemistry ang sa lowest.
Mm.
I can understand lang the, sorry guys, the table of elements.
Oh,
Really?
pag apod jud sa mga mathematical equations nga na mga letters inside them, it was like nipalong jud akong
Why
brain,
are
and
there
I was like,
letters in math?
you know what? Maybe being an astronaut, dili jud siya para nako. Maybe I'll find something else na lang.
Yeah.
Hindi siya hobby para niya, ma'am. Is being an astronaut a hobby?
I don't think so. I think this begs the next question. Like our hobbies, diba? Like when we do it a lot, manggod, or when we try to sort of grind it. Ganun, by grinding kay murag, when you try to make your hobbies into something that's very what do you call this? Kind of productive gani. Like when you like karon ba ya, especially in our fast-paced society, we really want to be productive. So murag para nato rest, relaxation is a luxury, and in a way kay ang hobbies nato murag we try to make it productive. Like for example, akong hobby sa una is writing, and creative writing, let's be honest, like creative writing, it's not that stable ba siya na job. So that's why I ventured into other types of writing, like academic or kanang mga essay writing or even news articles, which are more stable siya in a way, because like there's information a lot there. So like murag ang hobbies na to ginahimo nagay nato og work.
Okay.
In a sense.
Pero naman jud
So-
be a difference jud ang hobbies nato og ang work nato, diba? Isn't there like a distinction jud sa atong mga hobbies? And hello to everyone joining us over in our live streams at TikTok, YouTube, and on Facebook. Hello, hello. If you're just joining us, we're talking about hobbies. Sila ba'y mupili nato or kita ang mupili sa atong mga hobbies? And what does it mean to look for a hobby exactly? So, going back to that question.
Wait lang. Mention ako a bit na I feel like Sir Jiggy ni TMC man ko ni comment.
Oh.
Shop.
Hi, sir.
Bisaya show ni ha? Question mark.
Lagi.
Masaya ta.
Okay, magbinisaya ta guys. Well, yeah, going back sa katong nga question, like especially sa gipangutan na like do our hobbies choose us? Unsay mahuna-huna ninyo ang mga scenarios where ang hobby ang ni-choose nimo o unsang scenarios ang inyo mahuna-huna nga ikaw ang ni-choose sa imong hobby?
That's interesting.
Wait, what was that? Marag ni space out ko ato.
Okay,
Ang
okay.
daming hobbies doon ah.
Oh, sige, balikan na to ang question. Unsay mahuna-huna ninyo nga mga scenarios nga ang hobby ang mo-choose nimo o unsay mahuna-huna ninyo nga mga scenarios nga ikaw ang mo-choose sa hobby? Na mo ba'y mga real life example, personal experience na inyo mo-draw from for that?
I think for me, like one situation or scenario na makaingon ko na ang hobby ang ni-choose na ko, I think it's singing. But dili ko same name is Justin na like ko and Jud, Birit Jud. But kanang ever since I was younger man good, like na ko nang natural lang ganyan na like murag dali ko makakuanog mga songs, maka-members of songs, dali ko makakuanog tono and all that, like harmonization. It came naturally lang, and I didn't really want it kay basta bata ta nya kung may ka mo buhatog, may ka mo perform kay pa-perform jud ka sa mga parties and all that. I hated that. I hated that attention na like, oh, di ko ganahan mo kanta like that. Pero murag andun karon murag I still like enjoy singing, but I didn't really choose it because I don't want attention. Murag natural lang siya. I think that's one scenario for me. Yeah.
Ano? Ako, dili ko say na night time na ako ni-choose sa akong hobby. Usually, magod, sa akong pagsabot lang ha, we pick our hobbies kanang on things na mo excel ta-ish. Ana.
Yeah.
Example, ako kaya, I can't do math for crap. I can't do math.
Really?
Yeah.
This is why you chose com.
Not really. Siguro partly, but but some people, yun ang hobby kay mag-sudoku. I don't understand that.
I had that
I don't understand
no.
that. So like,
Math girly.
dili ko maka, let's say, excel in that. Particular na kanang na feel, not feel na, but na recreation activity. So, wala pa ko ni-try ko. But the thing is though, ever since pagbata na ako, makayon ko na, ang hobbies ang ni-choose na ako siguro. Kaya ever since bata pa dyan ko, I was kanang this, I think, creative child. Let's just say that, creative child. Prodigy, chara.
Ala. Sample daw sa Prodigy. Sample.
Wako mapasample kay akong, ang creativity niya sa ako kay, as far as I can remember, visual artist gid ko ever since.
Okay.
Kinder gid ko, I started drawing and stuff. Batik pa gid ko good. I remember gid ko na ako gid drawing for like a competition. I know batik kay do siya, promise. Kinder ko ato. Surprising ako na daog.
Kinder pa man
And tanong ko sa mga works akong ubang mga sa ako mga classmates po na ni Apple at ayun ko na. Nice man ni, how na siya nadaog? What lang. Pero ato na time.
Biased ang judge, biased.
Basin, chanes. We're like, yeah, murag ever since good, murag since like kabalo man ko na, di pa siguro kabalo, murag creativity was in me lang jud at lang like ever since I was young. Murag na channel ko na into drawing, eventually lead to like different art forms na jud na. anything visual related, murag enjoy ko mabuhat niya kasi I know how to do that stuff. Na ko vision ba? I think that's why murag an instance na ang hobby ang ni-choose na ako. Kaya I think I can think creatively, so through visual arts. So mo na murag ni dive into ko na pud na ano na kanang na recreation activity. Yeah, until nag-grow
I think
ko.
going back to your point na kanang ang hobbies kay it's stuff that we excel in.
Yeah.
There was a point in my life na like naimungutanan ako na unsay hobby nimo musuti ko na wala. Because like my hobby is no hobby. Because like kuan man good when I say na, I had this feeling before if moingon ko na kanya akong hobby. Example, moingon ko na I like to dance. What if like pasampulon ko nila nga na gani. It feels like I have something to prove to them na I'm good in that. Kaya parang ako kay di man gud ko ing anak pa ka confident. So murag mo to sa una makasuti ko na like my hobby is no hobby.
Okay. Pero I think maka-raise po na question. Like can we say nga do we need to say rather nga this is our hobby because we're good at it or better jud nga for the enjoyment lang jud of doing this activity we can say nga hobby ni nako. Like do we need to be really good at it?
Like having a hobby doesn't mean that you have to be like inherently good at that stuff. As long as you enjoy doing it. Pero kon man god like being human lang. Okay, we enjoy that stuff man god we're good at.
Yeah.
So I think that's why na. No? But you don't choosing a hobby doesn't really need good na kabalo jud ka unsa imong gibuhat. As long as you're enjoying lang, you're having fun, I think that's fine.
Yeah, kay mo dyan na ang like ganang definition dyan sa hobby, like you're just having fun. It doesn't sa dictionary definition it doesn't say na you have to be very good at it, you have to be a prodigy nga na.
Yeah, kasi ako wala ka nang I'm not good at singing and stuff. Did ko guys og kanang naayabag mas yabag ko. So
grabe.
Muna I know na dili ko good sounding iganta na ako pero I enjoy singing, I enjoy karaoke. Pero kabalo jud ko yabag ko, di ba?
I think
maka-voice.
I think nindot man sa nang kan I don't know based lang sa akong personal experience kanang moto kag karaoke and medyo shy ang people mo sing pero na isa nga dili jud siya shy mo sing nga bisag unsa jud ka you know yabag siya mo kanta birit gyapon siya like he really wants to sing or he or she really wants to sing kay they really enjoy singing. I think maka-uplift po siya sa mood sa karaoke room, di ba?
It actually sets the vibe po. Kaya mo di ba, first anak kayo, example, labi na di mo kaila, mga shy-shy pa kayo muna, ay, maula ko mo kanta, batin niya akong tingog, if na someone na confident enough mo sing lang, let's say, di ka siya, first for the lack of the better term, yabag siya, mo kanta, it shows naman, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. We're just having fun.
Yeah.
Di ba siya competition, guys?
Actually.
Lagi. Even though na-score mo gawas sa inaghuman sa kanta ninyo.
That's rigged.
Yeah. Peke ang score actually. I always get below 80 so peke siya nga score.
Always ko maka 100.
Always
ko maka 90.
Always mo maka 100. Sana all.
Yes.
But yeah.
Sige.
Maybe going back, maybe I'd like to ask now, what are your hobbies, man, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for me, my hobbies ang primarily I'd consider basketball my primary nga hobby.
Guy.
Yeah, sporty.
Sports guy.
Yeah, for fun lang, good for fun. Kaya momento tong I think it was a hobby that chose that
You chose?
I guess I chose because ang ako mga classmates sa una, it's what they would play during na free time in between classes and during lunch break and mga nagkaon adto sila diretso sa court. And then even though sa elementary like right-handed jud go mo dribble. Like I didn't know how to dribble sa akong left hand. So yeah, I didn't even know how to switch. So sa right ra jud ko mo drive gani ko sa right ra jud ko padulong. So moto I was very predictable pero I didn't even know how to shoot back then. No? Kanang term gani nga I don't know if familiar mo pero labay tae.
What's that?
Oh, basically di ba when kung if you're shooting, you're di ba na may specific nga form that professional players do. Pero ang kanang labay tayo, it's basically gunit mo ang bola from the gunit mo from the waist and you just push it as hard as you can gani forward. So munang labay tae. Like basically murag ilabay ra nimo ang bola. Dili nimo iit sa ilabay ra nimo ang bola. Munang labay tae.
So wala ka murag siya no brain.
Oh.
Labay lang.
Low brain, labay lang jud, labay lang jud.
No planning, just una kong brought to before.
Just throw it.
Yeah. Ikaw, Miss Justine, what's your hobbies?
First of all, top of the morning, guys. How are you doing? Gusto mo?
Okay lang.
It feels kind of weird without Jiggy. It feels
I
like
know.
Kind of without. Yeah, it feels like when
Nagbibiyaan
you're
ka
in
sa
the grocery store, bitaw
Yeah.
niya. Your mom tells you, mabalik sa ako niya. You're holding up the line, and then you built up that kind of anxiety but excitement at the same time. That's how it feels like. Like, ma, asa naman ka, ma, mabayad na niya, ma. That's how it feels like. So, top of the morning, shout out to Jiggy. And everyone listening to us right now on our YouTube live. We're live right now on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
TikTok and
And
on Facebook.
Facebook.
Hello, guys. Join us today. We have a couple of viewers here. Rick, Hong Jisoo. Korean. Wow. We're fan na siguro nino. John Haruda, Pino Joe, and Winter Peg Summer. That's on TikTok. So you guys, our topic today is about hobbies, no? But I have a question for you guys before I answer what my hobby is. When can we consider something as a hobby? Like, is there a specific number of times that you have to do it before you consider it as a hobby, or like a time frame? Because I swear these guys will be going to the gym like once or twice and they'll be like, my hobby is gym. I gotta do the gym. And like some people will be like, play pickleball once with their auntie, and they'll be like, yeah, I play pickleball on the weekends. Like, girl, you play pickleball once. So like, when can you say that something is a hobby for you guys? Come on.
Okay. Well, for me, in my personal experience, especially with the hobby I mentioned, basketball, I think definitely you should, at the very least, have done it for a while na. Dili lang once or twice.
Yeah.
Dili lang 3 times, 4 times, pero a bit more than that.
Okay.
Ganang something kaan you do, buhaton ninyo regularly, and I guess for the most part, but something. It's an activity nga you make time for para sa ako.
Yeah.
So it's not really like spontaneous, meaning you had the intention to do it. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Is there like a specific time frame? So for Ralph, no, he says around more than 3 or 4 times for it to be considered a hobby, in his personal opinion.
Yeah.
Again, there are no right or wrong answers. Let us know what you guys think. But for Ollie and Ellery,
Yeah, for me lang po, I think you need to like have a certain amount of time doing the specific thing to be considered a hobby. Kaya pwede man, like, example, nag-play lang kang pickleball for once. Okay, ni-try lang ka ato. Na-enjoy ka, but like, not really necessarily na marag,
It's a hobby.
balik-balikan nimo. I think it becomes a hobby kung balik-balikan na nimo. I think, ano na siya.
Okay. So kung balik-balikan ni mo,
So muna, kung magbalik-balik kasi ex,
regardless
hobby
of...
na na siya. Hobby na na siya.
Ala!
Speaking from experience.
Ay,
I go.
dili, oy.
Ollie! Ano rin na. So let's choose our hobbies. Choose wisely. What about you, Ellery? Aside, so ingon si Ralph, it's if you've done it more than at least 3 to 4 times, or if you've made the intention to actually do it. No, it's not like spontaneous. Ollie says na it has to do with like balik-balikan ni mo. Like his ex. Hala!
Chismis kay mo.
What about you, Ellery? When can we consider an activity a hobby?
Actually, gikuha na ni Oliver ako answer. But yeah, there should be a form of consistency. But personally, kanang para nako ma-hobby na nako siya if I've been doing it for months.
Oh,
Na like,
months. Okay.
kanang mas dugay siya na kuan ba. Kaya ako have the tendency magud na like pulanon gani. So like for example like for 1 week or nako buhatan ng like kanina thing or kanina
Yeah.
activity, then next week wala na di ay. So murag di nako siya ingon matawag na hobby. Kaya wa man nako siya gi panindigan gani. So yeah, I think there should be that consistency and more than like longer period jud siya nimo gi kuan.
We're like relationship lagi kanina. Consistency, panindigan.
I think
Wait a
it's like a
second.
relationship. Kaya, ang hobbies ba in time, dapat ba ka mo grow with your hobby, di ba?
Ala.
Ano? Like, similar in a relationship, you have to grow with each other.
And you also need to try out different hobbies for you to know that you like that
Oo.
hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're just stuck to doing one hobby, di ba? Di ka ma-expose.
Yeah.
Ano?
Ingon day si Kuan, si TMC 105.1, kinsa man gud ni siya. Si comment.
Si Kuya Magic na or si Jiggy?
Sir.
Si Pretty Sure
Gigi.
Jiggy ni kay Bisaya
Shout
man.
out sir.
We choose from hobbies that we are exposed to. What our friends do and what we see around us. Also, uso-uso pud.
Uso pod.
So,
O kana pod, ang kanang hobbies nga kaan murag hopping on trends. Ma-consider ba na nato like as a like a genuine jud nga hobby kung sabay ra jud sa uso. Like let's say ang kanang although mas relevant mas ni if katong elementary pa ko, pero like K-pop at the time still wasn't a very big thing back then. Pero karon it's a global thing na. It's a global movement. There's ang recent success sa K-pop Demon Hunters, for example.
Yes.
Ang BTS, global acclaim na, Billboard Top 100. So, kana, if igor jud mo musabay sa uso, can we call that like a genuine attempt at forming a hobby?
Yeah.
I think
Come on, guys. By the way, top of the morning, Christine is here. Hi, Christine.
Hello, guys.
I like the yellow of your shirt. It's very sunshine.
Yes.
Startup.
Sunny
It's
Cebu.
very dumb there.
So, ang topic nato today are hobbies, no? And Ralph is asking if it's something as sabay ra sa uso, can it be considered as a hobby? For me, I think it depends again if maybe you know hobbies change over time. So you can say maybe if you've done it for a consistent amount of time for like a certain period, it can be your hobby for that period. Because I remember during the pandemic, being a plantito and plantita was a big thing. Everyone's hobby was suddenly growing plants at home because you had nowhere else to go, di ba?
My whole family was doing that.
Di ba? So it worked. After the pandemic, namatay na ato mga tanom. All the tanom are dead. But, you know, so it could be that was their hobby for some time. And I think you can really see progress in stuff like that. Hobbies that produce an output, like growing a plant. Kaya makita man nimo ang iyang growth, you know. So that if it dies out, then your hobby also stops. So
Diba?
I would say, yeah, if you're sabaying sa uso, sabaying, sa even a word? Sabaying. If musabay ka sa uso for a consistent amount of time with intention, that's considered a hobby, but it might die out. What about you guys?
Yeah, for me lang, pwede naman makonsider siya sa hobby gyapon if like musabay lang ka sa uso. For me, as long as mo enjoy ka sa stuff na imong you do, nya balik-balikan nimo na, okay, that can be considered as a hobby. Like, katong imong given ni Miss Justina, siguro in the long run, mapulaan ka, but like, at that time, it was what you enjoyed doing. So yeah, it can be considered a hobby gyapon. As long as napalipay ka, Chares.
Sure. Yeah, I think same sa inyo na like a trend can become a hobby if consistent ka siya. Na may uban na like at first yes kanang mo join sila sa uso, but with time kay genuinely ganahan pud gani sila sa kato na trend. Nya murag man-continue na nila even though na dili na siya trend or himo na siyang fad. Like for example, katong giingon nimo like ganina katong K-pop. Like I actually ako K-pop fan ko since elementary. Second gen pa so katong mga older people. And wait, shout out ng Girls' Generation 18th anniversary karon. Happy 18th anniversary Girls' Generation. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're still in the industry. But anyway, yeah, I was a K-pop fan since elementary. Pero kato na time ang sikat sa amwa kay mga boy groups pa. Like mga EXO.
Yeah, EXO.
EXO, B2B and all that. Yeah, murag ako kay I didn't really see the murag appeal sa mga boy groups. So kato na time kay nag-try ko branch out sa girl group, so Moto Girls' Generation and all. And yeah, although ni start ko kanang venture into K-pop because ni sikat ang boy groups. Kaya hantod karon murag K-pop fan magyapon ko murag it still stayed with me gani even though na like as we've said earlier murag maybe K-pop has been declining na karon na ko ano na
has it? Ang akong gingon man gayna kay kon, it's on the rise.
That was
Especially with K-pop Demon Hunters, I'd say nga it's definitely on the rise, especially sa kanang global nga scale. Pero going back to what you said a little bit, Ollie, niyon ka nga as long as you're enjoying it, you can call it a hobby. Pero what if you don't enjoy doing it?
Ano sa hobby?
pero there are some things ba nga kon, I guess it's more circumstantial gani that you end up doing it. Yeah, pero there are some people people kon I know nga well, I don't know personally, pero I've seen them like engage in what I would consider a hobby kay they're doing it regularly. Pero it's ni downward spiral gani ilang life because of it. It's kind of like negatively affecting them. They even admit nga they don't enjoy doing it, pero they're still doing it.
Example daw.
Sample kay streamers. Okay, there are some
yeah.
streamers nga mingon sila nga ever since nga I started streaming. Oh, and it's been getting worse. Like my life has gone downward spiral. Nginana mga stories of online bullying and ang mga negative comments nga sometimes dili jud nila makaan dili sila ka look away gani from the negative comments, pero they mo continue gyapon sila make og content. And to the point nga there have been, I don't know if familiar mo, to save a fox nga situation. It was a content creator nga ang iyang content primarily geared towards rescuing foxes in North America. Pero a while back she became nahimo siya target sa isa ka harassment campaign where Snark Reddit was constantly bullying her and harassing her, and unfortunately tungod adto she took her own life. So nay mga there are mga instances nga I could consider it a hobby, although maybe you might consider it more of a profession. Okay, some of them they take on streaming or content creation second job ganit nila. Oh, so it's more for the love of it at the start, pero as it grows, it becomes a negative nga experience.
I have a question regarding that. The way you said it, diba, ang iyang content saving foxes in the
Forest.
Forest?
Northern America.
is hobby and passion the same? I feel like I feel like
that's a good question.
ang kanang saving she's saving kanang animals in the
I think
forest.
passion. Let's say,
Yeah,
Like
passion more
example.
advocacy gani. Pero nako ang kanang advocacy or passion nimo, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a hobby. Pero nako more siya mura siya work-ish.
Na siya purpose.
O
gani,
like
another purpose.
life, let's say life goal. Ana.
Okay,
And
pero
hobbies are just, dili man siya necessarily lifelong.
Oo.
Like, it could fade
Something na
away.
kanang
Okay.
pang-enjoy lang.
Pero
niya.
I think that's a good point, no? Because passion,
Can you hear
it's
me,
also
guys?
fleeting, just like hobbies, no? Gana-gana man sa gid na. Jiggy would always say, when we quote him, it feels so weird when we quote him and he's not here. It's like the great Jiggy Juice used to say, no, but for real, right? Hobbies, motivation, passion, these things are fleeting, man good. And sakto gid si Christine, you can be passionate about one thing for a certain, like for a period of time. Like there was a time when I was a kid, taekwondo kunuhay ko.
Same.
Ambot na taekwondo ko niya, like nag-swimming. You know, our passions would change over time. Like when you
Yeah.
grow older, you'd have a different hobby as well. So it's important to identify like what gives you gives you that fire in your belly, I guess, for that period of time. And it's so unfortunate, no, when hobbies become an avenue to destroy your mental health instead of a way for you to build your
Yeah.
mental health. Motong example gihatag ni Ralph nga siguro na with all the pressure, with all the harassment and all that, instead of it being a good hobby, it became a form of self-destruction. So that's what we, as much as possible, would not want to have. Our hobbies are supposed to make us feel good about ourselves despite the busyness of life. And I will answer finally the question na gi-ask na ako, no? Because we're talking about our different hobbies.
Yeah.
Before anything else, top of the morning to everyone who's joining us. Daghan na ni apil sa atong TikTok.
Wow.
We have James Tenorio, Heram Havana, Unana. Clothy Labrada, and Rosina says Hilo po. Hillo. I'm gonna use that.
Hilu.
Hilo po. Then hihi.
Thank you, P.
Hilo po. Hello to you, and thank you for listening to all our listeners right now on 105.1 TMC sa radio and on our YouTube and Facebook streams. We're talking about hobbies. Ralph earlier says his hobby is basketball. My hobby, that's the thing. When people ask me about my hobbies, I feel this pressure, guys, to say something impressive.
Same.
Inga na pud mo?
Yeah.
I kind of want to be like, I don't know, like I raise bees in my backyard and make my own honey. But sometimes my hobbies are so lame. Like for me, but people might think like she's so lazy. Like bed. If I were to be honest, I'm like I love bed rotting and like
Same.
and like watching films. I really like doing that. Like
That's a hobby.
yeah, mangi snack while watching. Wala let me watch. I like to eat something sweet and savory at the same time while watching a film. But I have to make it like sound fancy. So I'm like, watching films. That's my hobby.
Watching films.
Not bed, watching films, you know. So speaking of films, yesterday I just watched My Oxford Year on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's a really good film. So yeah, I think watching films is one thing I like to do. I've been into a lot of thriller, action, psychological thrillers, rom-coms also. So it's a good way to pass the time. But aside from that, it's hard for me to think of like a hobby that's active. Because when people ask me, what about an active hobby? I'm like, I don't know. I don't move. I don't really have an active hobby. Not like yours, mga basketball.
Ay, wow.
Kana mo yung active nga hobby, no?
Yeah.
But no judgment, guys. All hobbies are welcome here. What about you
Yeah.
guys? Ollie, Ellery,
I
and
feel
Christine.
like akong hobbies, number one good hobbies, nako together sa akong friends. Kanya akong kanang circle sa Christine, sila ano.
What they know.
Yeah, pag-usapan ang buhay ng ibang tao.
Chismosa.
Journalism.
Okay.
Investigative
yes,
journalism ni siya.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gi-analyze
True,
ng
true.
mga sa ubang tao.
Discussing current events, no? Very important, good na siya. No, staying up to date with
Yeah.
unsay nakita po sa
Kasi
kalibutan.
irrelevant.
Mga professional nga chismoso,
Yeah.
chismosa.
Yeah, but other than that, ako yung like hobby yun ako ever since I was young. It's like drawing good. Mo gina ako. I don't know ang current good. I don't consider drawing naman good as a hobby good because I'm trying to grow sa akong art na I'm trying to like probably make a career out of it. Gana ko gana.
Okay.
So I consider it na mura siya kanang di po siya in work.
Sa passion na siya.
Ana ko passion.
Freelance.
Murag mo enjoy ko niya mo buhat pero I don't really draw na karon na kanang murag lingaw, like example wala ko'y buhat, wala lang ko lingaw. I don't really draw for that. Mo draw ko for a purpose good. It's either na mo draw ko karon kay ganahan ko na i-build up ang ako ang skills na or ma-build up ang portfolio ana dili na ako mag-draw lang ay wala ko lingaw. Man-drawing kaya ko like this like that. And one more stuff is Hindi ko sure if nangapi lang ko. Pero man good, ever since grade 5, I was into losing weight.
Oh.
Yeah, grade 5.
Oh.
Gusto maging skinny
Exercise?
legend.
Before kay grade 5, di ko exercise nag-limit lang ko sa akong kaan, but it didn't work. I got
dieting.
so big pag high school. But kanang grade 8 ato na ako grade 9 actually. Ato na ako nag-start og kanang actually na marag putting work na kanang
Like cardio?
I actually kanang summer summer class for like volleyball and moto nag-control ko sa akong kaon. And actually I don't know why pero na-enjoy na ko ang process of losing weight and na-enjoy na ko ang process of exercise. And ever since ato kay mo na to marag ni kuan na ko marag ni nagkaniwang ana diyan.
Skinny legend.
Actually
Very snatched.
yeah, padulong second year college is ato ko I started going to the gym and daghan kay times
Only sa gym rat.
before kanang before kay murag I didn't really like going to the gym but over time ang good murag it's fun man di I actually to be in the gym. Like for me lang the gym culture is nice. And like talking to your fellow like mga gym rats ana you can build like connections there food. And actually nice nice for cloud pod nice mo siya tanaw.
Story na yun.
Diba yung siya, ang first hobby niya is pinag-usapan ang buhay ng iba. Diha niya buhaton sa gym.
Ay dili ko
Kung pila ka minutes siya sa treadmill, nga napod ka pila ka minutes ang chika.
So yeah so ako
Building
kay
connections man, building connections.
yeah so ako kay murag I enjoyed losing weight until kanang ang akong bodybuilding na turn siya into like kanang cutting na pod so I started doing cardio. Currently actually enjoy running ana so yeah. So mo ako kanang pag January like 7-Eleven run. First time to na ako na kanang 3K straight na dili mo hunong. And pagkatulang I think few months ago is I was going through something magud ato na time. So like I tried to like kanang fill it out sa kanang sa running and na-shock lang ko kay I was able to run first time to I was able to run 6K without stopping. Yeah, 6K. But
you had water breaks, but like
I had water. Wala water break na stop ako during sa mga red lights. Ana yun. Continue gano. But the thing is though, the next day after gilantan ko.
push ni mong self, no? Push
Yeah. So yeah, that was my hobby. So again, it was like creativity, creative na storytelling. And yeah, fitness. I think I could consider fitness as a hobby.
Yeah, that's very nice. Well, let's ask our viewers, what do they think Ollie went through a while back that really motivated him?
Chismis.
Let us know on our live TikTok, Facebook, and on YouTube. Ellery, what are your hobbies? Besides the singing which you talked about earlier.
Go, ako sa singing ko na si Miss Justin Duro.
Oy, grabe. Oy. Oy, dancer man sad ni si Ellery. So
Dili
K-pop
taon.
dancing. So medyo active yun ni atong guys. There is our TMC boys are quite active, no? Ralph has basketball, fitness, junkie Nisi, Ollie. What about us, Ellery? What about you, Ellery?
Hobby na ko. Actually, I hate this question.
See, ma-pressure ka ba? Like mo sa mga nga, I read, for example, I read books. Yeah. Like my subconscious tell me, girl, you have that same book for like 3 years. You haven't even finished that book. It's just accumulating dust on your shelves. I can't say read books. Okay, I don't do exercise either. Like, so how do I say it's impressive? What's your best answer, Ellery, kung pangutanon ka?
What's my best answer? Yeah, I'm just gonna say the lamest answer possible.
No, it's not
Pero,
lame.
but yeah, I like to read novels, mga young adult, or mga thriller, or mga psychological, mga koan. And then, writing said it was my hobby ever since elementary. Nag-start ko from creative writing, and then eventually ni-branch out to katong academic related stuff. And then, yeah, singing and maybe dancing, but I haven't really, nag-dance ko sukad, like I was very young, pero mura siya, wala gi ko kakuan sa basics. Like, mine was more of like kanang open classes, gani. Like kanang choreographies. Dili siya.
Dance, ballet, classic, kanang mga
Choreography, miss. Choreography,
okay.
like, usually it's hip-hop or kanang pop jazz, or K-pop. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
That's very difficult.
Sample daw, be?
I haven't danced
Sa
for,
camera.
Not the camera, so...
I haven't danced for like so long.
Pati ba yung
so,
ni-enroll man ka ng mga like ng dance classes good before? Like consistently?
I did G-Force pag grade 10.
Okay. Oh, we have a comment sa atong TikTok live. Jiggy Junior of Pilosopo Podcast asks, makonsider ba nato nga ang social media as a hobby? Using social media, makonsider ba nato as a hobby?
That's interesting.
That's a good question.
Siguro kayo spend most of your time and then malingaw man sa
You're
ka,
having fun,
ma-enjoy.
yeah.
So I think,
It
could
can be considered, no?
Kay daghan man sa social media, di lang mo na yung mindless scrolling. Like, sometimes you can post,
Meaningful scrolling.
or like mag-edit ba karon.
Or you can learn something new.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if
Social media.
content creation is your hobby aside from your job? Jiggy also says here, no? If you make real money out of your hobby, hobbies are a window to what you can be good at. So what if your hobby is shooting content and then editing it? Like, it's fun for you. You do it on the side aside from earning money. So you can say like, oh, content creation is my hobby. It's just, I feel like maybe people will have a different view though if you say it. Because hobbies are expected to be something that's like, I don't know, grand or like hell. Do you guys also get that pressure sometimes? The hobby should be grand. It's expected to be something that helps you grow. Then if you say social media, it seems like it's something more detrimental.
Lazy.
Manuuni mo na, more lazy noon ka ba?
Yeah.
Pero yeah, what do you think, Ralph?
Para sa ako, personally, no, I don't think necessarily nga your hobby has to be something grand. It can be something really small, like crochet. Diba? I consider crochet a hobby, although I don't do it myself. Pero I think it's a it's a very interesting hobby to look at. I see some people I've seen videos of people doing crochet in the middle of a college lecture. So yeah, grabe kang multitasking, no?
Yeah.
Pero I think hobbies can be a variety of things. Dili jud necessary nga grand or something physically active. But there jud nga you're relaxing relaxing to watch a movie. I actually share that hobby with you. I really love bed rotting and watching mga TV series or mga movies on my bed, just like lying down and like very nice until I fall asleep.
Yeah. Wato na si Christine, ano siyang hobby?
Yeah.
Bog, chares. My hobby together with Ollie, same.
Okay. Which one?
Hello, bad yan.
Social drink.
I think ako, aside from bed rotting, akong ganahan jud before sa elementary ko, tong active ba ko kay kanang badminton. Yeah, sadly, wong ko'y racket ron, unsaon man ko na.
Ako'y hatag
So,
donate,
badminton.
Guys, please. So yeah, I
Taking
think,
donations.
badminton and then singing. Kanang
I
karaoke
love that.
ba?
Karaoke.
Silingon.
Okay.
Dili ta Miss Justin nga level, ha?
Oy, grabe sad ha.
Kanta-kanta
Grabe.
lang. Pampasaba-saba sa balay, pampashoe sa mga bad spirits.
Yeah.
Hobby.
spirits.
I think that's like a common Filipino thing, no? Singing, dancing, music. That's part of our hobbies. Listening to music. Kanang bisag while you're, I don't know, a lot of my neighbors will also do that. Like I notice while they're doing chores or early in the morning, kay magpatukar music, just out for fun lang ba, you know? So I like that point that Ralph gave. Sometimes your hobbies don't have to be grand. It can be as simple as just like, oh, I like listening to music. I like, I like singing or doing karaoke. And also, I think we should do away with the misconception that you have to be good at a particular hobby for it to be considered a hobby.
We're talking about that.
Diba? Kay ma-expect mo, for example, my hobby is like kickboxing. Na-expect ka nga pila na ka tournament, mo ganun. Like, girl, no, I just kickbox the punching bag. Like, it's not actually a real,
I'm not actually participating
I'm
in
not
the
in,
sport.
I'm not in the sport, So, come on, do you guys think that you have to be good at a hobby for someone to say nga ihagid na siyang hobby? Like you have to excel.
Ako thinking, kay maulo ko, mana ko, ay akong, for example, mana ko badminton niya, ay lang expect kay, hala, nakasibiraa, nakamaylo. So, hala, kanang, sakto lang good, maka-serve, maka-smash, maka-receive, ana lang siya, normal. Pero karon na, ka-realize ko nga, lahay man sa daang tao o pacing. So, it is something we enjoy raman jud. Di man ingon nga necessarily nga naka-improve. But ang hobby na ay competition. Hello. It's not. And it's something nga kana ganing, for example, if first time nimo naka-encounter ani nga hobby like mag-crochet and then nagani siya novelty ka nang murag ma-excite ba ka ingana. So para nako it doesn't have to be kanang grand or kanang you have to be pro at it.
Yeah.
So guys, ay mo kaulog, mingon mo kanang singing man akong hobby. Pero Fiang? Ay, God. Cancel.
Hala.
I remember lang before, like, speaking of my, just got ka na. I don't know if it's grand. I feel like it's kind of weird. Di ko siya weird. Guys, there's no weird hobbies, But before man good, probably grade 8, grade 9. My hobby...
Di ko siya weird. Unusual lang siguro.
Di yan siya common. But my hobby was ant farming.
Oh.
Can you explain what kind of hobby? That's a very niche hobby, no? Ant farming. What is that? Pareha na siya sa kanang
Inspired ni Ants
collect og
Canada.
mga spider niya, ipaaway na siya mga spider.
No, ang ano actually kay...
Do you know what I mean? Like kanang
sabong kaka.
That's one.
Yeah,
Mo na siya?
Yeah, like di siya na, but before man good kay naman kita YouTube channel Ants Canada. I think he's still
Yes,
yeah,
I love
think Mikey Bustos. Yeah, I think it's still going. Nato na time in high school na very like into to watching Ants Canada. And amot lang I enjoy looking at ants na mag-work. So moto sige kong tanaw na maka-distinguish na ko which is the queen ant and everything sa moto. I started collecting ants. Moto ko sa likod sa amo, mangita ko.
Asang
Ant. And sometimes po ganyan mga let's say mga manglupad sa sud sa balay ayun ko na queen ant. Munta akong dakpon.
And then what do you do with them after?
Ay kuan na at first mga when you start the ant colony man you don't kanang you don't kanang start immediately sa terrarium na dako.
Mikey Bustos, ikaw ba yan?
Ay pwede man siya sa dako but lisod man siya i-take care good if the dako ang enclosure niya dapat. So imo siyang ipa-grow sa ang colony inside the test tube.
Oh, kabati ko.
Yeah.
Test tube.
Ha?
Nakitest.
Nagpapalit ko test tube. Kaya mag-collect og ant. And
Ang paitan ni ba is you've been you've been making environment for them. They're just waiting for their revenge. One day kung mo break lang test tube, they're like, I'm gonna take a revenge on Oli Paco na to
actually,
siya.
may mga ants sa mga ni-thrive siya a bit. Wala dyan ko nakagrow og big na ant farm. But kanang feel na ako nakabalos na po ng ants. Kaya nato yung one time na kanang na-carpenter ants ako nakita when I was like naglaag sa Dalagyat. Ito na time niya.
All the way from Dalagit.
Yeah, mato kay ang carpenter ants mga they don't live inside kanang burrow sa kanang hole. Mag-live sila like kanang mga leaf na mga ilang girap. So mo to, akong gikuha ang leaf, akong gidala sa amoa. Yan mo to kay kabalo. Gana ko mo balance sa lain na enclosure. And kabalo man ko ang ants man daw is this ganahan og kanang very kanang bright na lights. So yeah, so mao to ako nagkuha ko og light bulb, akong gipa sigaan sila. Yeah, the way naghold ko sa light bulb, di ba? Light bulb niya butanganan tas kina extension wire. Akong gihold ang metal part so nakurintihan ko pag as in na feel na ko ang kuryente ni search akong body.
Medyo dangerous.
Karma.
I thought
Karma is around the day.
I thought ant farming was like a harmless hobby. Ang other things that you have to do to take care of those ants, mauna magkapeligro ni mo.
Yeah. Nakulbaan jud ko at.
Dangerous pa di ay.
Dangerous ni siya na.
Dili ka makaingon ba na it's the same as taking care of like a tarantula pero na jud siya danger nga iya jud. It's very interesting to see nga kan we have a variety of hobbies here at DMC. Pero one of the constant siguro sa atong mga hobbies is singing. I think almost everybody said singing as a hobby, diba? I guess it's something universally Pinoy or what? Pero once again, hello to all of our listeners over at TikTok Live, YouTube, and on Facebook. Hello to Vangi, Hazron Vanji, and Hazron Nemezo. And if you're just tuning in on the radio, you're listening to 105.1 TMC, the best of us. Top of the morning to you all. We were talking about hobbies. And later on, we're going to talk about one of the most common hobbies that Filipinos have, karaoke. So, stay tuned. And for now, let's listen to a song from one of our own. A native of Barangay Pardo, Cebu, here's Buhi by Ferdinand.